Welcome to Black Money Daily, economic news from our point of view. We release a podcast every weekday at lunchtime, so don't forget to subscribe. And now, here's the news. Are you wondering how a Biden or Trump presidency would affect your personal finances? It's no guarantee that the candidates' ideas and proposals will eventually become law. Much hinges on the outcome of congressional races, for example. But here are a couple of things to consider as voters head to the polls on issues like taxes and student loans. Taxes. Trump said he would cut taxes to boost take-home pay and keep jobs in America. Biden has proposed raising taxes for wealthy Americans. He would seek to reduce taxes for lower earners via mechanisms like the temporary expansion of the child tax credit. Student loans. Biden has proposed forgiving $10,000 in student loan debt for all borrowers. Trump has called for eliminating public service loan forgiveness, which allows certain not-for-profit and government employees to have federal student loans canceled after a decade of on-time payments. The Fed lowers minimum loan level for small business lending program. The Federal Reserve has lowered the barrier on its lending program for smaller businesses as part of an effort to broaden the appeal of the sparsely used facility. What is this facility called? It's called Main Street Lending Program. And the Fed on Friday said it is reducing the minimum loan size to $100,000 from $250,000 and will ease restrictions on debt for companies already participating in the Paycheck Protection Program. Aimed at helping small and mid-sized businesses get through the COVID pandemic, the program thus far has issued nearly 400 loans totaling $3.7 billion. The total capacity of the Main Street Loan Program is $600 billion. Thanks to the $75 billion in collateral from the Treasury Department that can be leveraged up. Main Street loans are aimed at companies with fewer than 15,000 employees or with 2019 revenues of $5 billion or less. Tyler Perry is set to employ new directors and writers. In January 2020, Tyler Perry told his Twitter followers that he's the only writer and director of many of his TV shows and movies. According to Variety, Perry has now decided to infuse his empire with the new and fresh ideas of young creatives. Perry's decision to install a writer's room at his studio may very well result in an exciting experience for his legion of fans. Today's show is sponsored by the 10K Project, and our Family Wealth Challenge introduction is happening tonight, Monday, November 2nd at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can visit the10kproject.com to register. There is no charge to attend. Black VC, that's spelled BLCK VC, has launched a DC, Maryland, and Virginia chapter and aims to grow a local pool of Black investors. It is no secret that Black founders face an uphill battle in Silicon Valley, with just a sliver of the investment pie being devoted to people of color. Black VC, along with its partners Operator Collective, Salesforce Ventures, and Berkeley Haas School of Business, is hoping to change that. And the group has announced the Black Venture Institute, an educational initiative dedicated to helping Black operators become angel investors. The program has a goal of training 300 students over the next 3 years to create a network of Black investors and advisors who can begin writing checks to make investments. Nordstrom has created inclusive beauty category to highlight Black-owned brands. Consumers are demanding more diversity within the beauty industry. And recently, retail company Nordstrom announced the unveiling of its, open quote, an inclusive beauty, close quote, category for online and in-store sorry, online and in-store products after customers requested more Black founded and owned brands. The new category has been able to propel numerous Black-owned businesses, including Afro-Dominican entrepreneur Lulu Cordero with Bomba Curls, who received a call from the retail giant to bring her brand to the shelves as part of the curation. Today is the first day of the Black Family Wealth Challenge and our open enrollment. And I want to read something to you from the book Family Wealth by James Hughes Jr. Very few families have understood that their wealth consists of three forms of capital: human, intellectual, and financial. Even fewer families have understood that without active stewardship of their human and intellectual capital, they cannot preserve their financial capital. In Mr. Hughes's opinion, the issue most critical to the failure of a family to preserve its wealth is the concentration on the family's financial capital only, to the exclusion of its human and intellectual capital. And that is today's podcast. Thank you so much for listening. We'd love to hear your comments. And don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and tell a friend or two about Black Money Daily.